what it is. What's the got your
hot? Ooh. But that was
that's yeah. Because you can't say the other parts because it's cursing.
video starts every now.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Brought him back. I don't know why, but whatever. Wanted to sit down. So I originally was gonna do a video about kind of like a mental health video. If you guys haven't seen like my mental health journey, like in a broad spectrum, I'll link that in the description box below so you can go back and I guess learn more about that. It's not a comment below, but I'll link it below so you can see, watch that and get a better idea about myself. But I was gonna sit down today and talk about how like the 10 top ways that I deal with stress and anxiety, because that's what I do deal with. I have like severe stress and anxiety. I get overwhelmed very easily, and I don't know how to shut up, Damion. And I just like, I can't help it. And then that can kind of lead into me being like very stoic and just not here. I have these episodes where I just like don't want to talk to anyone, don't want to like get out of bed, I don't even want to like look at my phone, like nothing. I have these times every once in a while. Since we've been together, I've had like 3. So like really bad ones. I've had like 3 or 4. And so I was gonna talk about how I deal with that, and then I was like, wait, why don't we do it together so it can kind of be like how Damion, or what it's like to be in a relationship with someone who deals with these things. And I can give you my perspective from my side, but also from his, or he can give you his perspective as well, and like tips and tricks that he does to deal, not deal, I don't want to say you're like dealing with me.
Yeah, it's not dealing, it's just knowing what's happening and just understanding your situation and trying to either help you get through it or just, you know, until the time passes.
Yeah, because like we've been through like dealing with it really, really well, and then we've been through times where like not so well, and so I feel like we have a well-rounded idea of what to do and what not to do. We'll focus on what we do and maybe share like our experiences through it. But yeah, so that's what this video is about. It's just us talking about being in a relationship with someone who struggles with mental illness. And yeah, I told you guys what I deal with, like severe stress and anxiety. And so in a relationship, to me, when I get in those times where like I'm really stressed, when I get like super stressed and super anxious, sometimes I want to be talked to, and sometimes, or talked to, touched, and sometimes like I don't. Like I literally like, don't look at me, don't cough around me, don't breathe around me, because I just get like, I'm already overwhelmed, and it's just like adding extra, and it's not anyone's fault. And but in a relationship, like I feel bad because it can be kind of confusing for like him, because he'll never know like how is he supposed to know she wants to be touched right now or she wants to be left alone. And so like the times that I want to be touched and he's like, or like, you know, like it's okay, and those times that I want that to happen but he doesn't give it to me because maybe he thinks that I want to be left alone, I feel like that can just bring a lot of pressure to your relationship. Can you pay attention to me and not? This is what he's doing right now.
The king.
He is the king.
Of the apartment, just liking to be cuddled.
So I know it can be really confusing for him, like not knowing what to do in that situation. So like, what do you do? Like, what is your thought process?
I'm a helper, so I think to try to help you. But you know, I just think the main thing that it kind of comes down to is just, well, not kind of, but it comes down to is just like the communication, just like expressing like feeling, like what someone is feeling, and then having the understanding to try to understand what they're feeling or what they're going through. I feel like that helps it as best, just the open communication of what you're feeling or how you're feeling at that time, and then just knowing if, you know, you do need some, you know, space or some cuddles or, you know, anything of the sort.
Yeah. But it's also like coming from someone that is like that. Coming from me, I sometimes don't know why, or actually 95% of the time, I don't know why I'm feeling anxious. Like for example, right now, like we're going through a lot of changes. We have to move out or we don't have to move out, but we're moving
in the next couple
to San Jose in the next couple days. I have like we have to go over our guest list and like make sure everyone's RSVP'd, and that's like 300 plus people. So make sure everyone's RSVP'd, they've sent in their meals, so we're having to contact people every single day. Other stuff for the wedding, like just like last minute things that are important, but you don't save to the last minute, but you know, I'm doing them now. And then we have like travels coming up. We're both working, and so like now I'm dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety because I know there's so much going on, but that's not the case 95% of the time with like mental illness. You just like feel anxious for no reason. Like it could be another normal routine day and you just don't want to face the world. And so like having somebody who wants to understand and who wants to like know what's going on with you, but you don't know what's going on with you, just know how you feel, like that can be a hard thing in a relationship. But like he said, like at least trying to understand, and communication is really important, and being able to communicate as best as you possibly can. But if your significant other tells you like, I don't know what's going on, like I don't know why I'm feeling this way, like try not to get super frustrated. Like just to be transparent, like the last time that like I went to like a really like deep dark place, I know that he got frustrated, and it partly because I wasn't communicating that well. Why I wasn't talking, like why I didn't want to talk to him, but not just him, like why I didn't want to talk to anybody, unless I absolutely had to for like work or whatever. But I didn't tell him like, hey, well I kinda told you.
No.
I told you that I wasn't feeling that great, like I wasn't feeling good.
I mean, yeah, but you didn't say like eventually we got to a point where you said why that was.
But there wasn't really a why. It was just kind of like
there was accumulation of stress that caused that.
I don't know. That was all a big blur. It's also really hard to go. It's really hard to go back and think about how like how I was really feeling, and I didn't even think about like what happened around the whole thing, because like not only was I dealing with like our problem, I was also dealing with my personal problem, like not my personal problem, but I was dealing with like my mental health problem, and then plus our problem. So it was just like so much going on. And if you know me, you know that when there's a lot going on, I completely just black out. Like every big moment in my life, when we got engaged, when I had my Neiman Marcus event, what else? My graduation. Ooh, that was a really big thing. Like I just black out and I don't remember anything. That's just kind of like, I guess, internal like unconscious coping method. Every time that happens, I just black out. So like it's hard for me to recall every situation that happens in times like that afterwards. So yeah, anyways, I forgot where I was going with this. We'll just go to the next thing. What's the next thing?
No, I mean, I just say be open. Be open in talking about it and be open in listening. I feel like that'll make things easier.
What's the hardest part about being in a relationship with me and my mental health? Because I know it's not easy. I am 100% aware that this is not for the faint of heart. Like mental health, because it's also like everybody deals with mental illness in some shape or form, high, low. I do, he does, and so like what's like the hardest part?
To me, it's like not that hard. because like we're similar in a lot of ways. So like I think of the approach as like if I'm like regarding you, like how would I like look at myself? Like how would I want something done to myself? So I look at you and like the same.
Like roles reverse?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I would like look at it in that sense. And I mean of course like I mean there's some times where it's like just like you said, everybody has like their faults or whatever, but like I never like look too deep into it and I'm like, oh, this is how it's gonna be. Like if it's a moment, we all have our moments, but I'm never like, oh, here we go. It's gonna be like this for the next 10 years. Like it's, you know, it's just like it's something we learn, we grow, and then take it from there.
Yeah, I would say for sure, like there was in my last little dark place, we had like this big falling out. I mean, not like huge falling out, we put it back together, but it was what really sparked me wanting to do this like video idea, because I feel like a lot of people go through it too with their spouses. And the thought of like, to me, like I had the thought that maybe, because he'd always been like really good with it, like he'd always, if I was in like a dark place, like we never, like he was always very understanding. And then I guess this last time the communication wasn't there on my end, which then spiraled into it not being taken well by him. And so then it like had me thinking like, can he not deal with it? And like I know a lot of people probably think that way with their spouses, but like give them a chance. Like give your spouse, your significant other, a chance to like prove themselves in a sense. I don't know, I feel like not prove themselves, but like don't be so quick to like think, oh my gosh, he's over it or she's over it, they're not gonna be able to deal with it, I'm too much, I'm too difficult, I'm too hard to be in a relationship with, I'm like hard to love. And like those are thoughts that I had, and like it scared me, but obviously like it was okay. So I would definitely say like give yourself and your spouse some time to like regroup and like get control of the situation before you like start putting those thoughts into action and letting those thoughts take over your life, because that's probably not the case. You know, like not every time is going to go perfectly, and not every situation is going to be like the last. But with time, eventually, just time shows everything. So yeah, just give it some time.
Yeah. I mean, the beauty of it is, you know, if you love someone, you're going to do whatever it takes to make it work. So there's no perfect love story. There's no perfect book. There's no storybook ending, so to speak. I mean, just no matter what it is, the distance, the arguments, the whatever, like if you love someone, you know you're gonna find a way to make it work.
Oh. Get you. You know, this is just our experience without going like way too in depth. Not that I can remember them. If you want me to do that video where I talk about like the 10 top ways that I best deal with my stress and anxiety, let me know below. Like give this a thumbs up if you would like to know how I personally deal with stress and anxiety before it gets to that like big, you know, everything's happening at once phase. And I will do that. That's easy. I've already got it all ready to go. So just let me know if you want it and I'll give it to you. Anything, you know what I got. Freeze pray.
I'm like the level-headed one when it comes to like the stress. She like takes on all the stress. I be trying to take some of it. She don't be giving it to me. You know what I'm saying? So
that okay, but you guys could, if you deal with like
a lot of stuff.
No. If you're also dealing like with me, severe stress and anxiety, it's very hard to pass it off. because like even that's probably like the smartest thing to do is like, okay, I'm dealing with so much, let me see how I can like pass this off to someone else who can maybe help me with it. It is so hard to do, to be like, because it's already there, like it's already sitting in and it's already like.
Do you think it's like a control thing?
Yes. It is a, shut up baby.
Interesting.
It is a control thing, yes, but that's a part of the illness. It's hard to relinquish control. So then it just builds up and it just builds up.
Or you can take a little control out of your own hands and trust that I can do. You know, if you got 5 or 6 things, you know, let me get like 2 of them. You feel me? Let me show you I can be trusted, get things done.
We can't ever do a serious video. This video should have been done 2 minutes ago, but we just kept going.
The good part is like we really spitting some facts right now.
We are spitting facts. Straight facts. I hope so. To us, we're spitting facts. We don't know. We have no idea. I'll probably watch this back and be like, we're idiots. We don't make any sense.
Nah, but seriously though, like the beauty of it is like to take some of the stress away, just like not pass it along, but just pass, you know, responsibilities along, and not like to just anybody, but people that you trust, like especially like your loved one. That's actually a great suggestion. Right? Pass responsibilities along to like your spouse, like close friends or parents, or just like things like that. If like you're going through a lot of things, like that's one thing I think my mom, her dad do like a great job of asking if there's like any way to help in like a situation, you know, so that, because you know, you can only do so much as one person, but you know, you divvy up responsibilities amongst, you know, each other. I think that really think that helps out for real.
For real. But anyway. The heck?
For sure.
Hi. You want to say hi to
Sit.
boys?
Can you sit?
Look, it's you. Say hi.
Oh boy, why are you biting me?
I love you. Quavo. Nobu. Go. Ow! Ow! Okay. All right, we're done. We're done. Thank you. Alright, so we're gonna finally wrap up this video. You know us, our videos usually take off at the end. Well, they're supposed to be ending. But we hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Also give it a thumbs up if you want me to give it a thumbs up if you like this video. And give it a thumbs up if you want me to record the ways that I deal with my stress and anxiety. And if you like videos like this, where we talk about mental health, which is kind of what I like. I mean, I don't do it a lot because it's a little personal, but if you like these, I will keep doing them. When I posted my mental health journey, you guys were telling me all about yours, and I really, really love that. So keep them coming if you would like. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video.